Welcome back to Attaining Spiritual Mastery series. What we're trying to accomplish today is part 2. We're going to try to complete part 2. It's going to be basically 3 full pages, so it may be a little longer than the last post, but if I've captured your attention, then I believe that we can get through these next 3 pages with effortless ease. So this is part 2, precept number 4. When you overexert yourself beyond your abilities, such as taking this series of readings on spiritual mastery seriously, but not paying careful attention to the subtle details, your existing resources will not suffice, and your efforts will end in failure. You must carefully gauge how prepared you are to engage in what is being written in this series of readings, and slowly make your way to accommodate them into your life by changing your lifestyle. If you simply try to drop what you are doing overnight, you will not succeed. Make small changes at first. Live with them for a while, then make more small changes and repeat this process. Slowly, your ability to realize that you can achieve spiritual mastery through self-control will raise your confidence and amplify your efforts, so long as you undertake these efforts in love of yourself and those you care about. Precept number 5. Practice awareness over yourself by recognizing when your mind is becoming dulled or your body is suffering. Sleep when you need sleep. Rest when you need rest. Eat when you are hungry. Drink when you are thirsty. Stop eating when you are nearly full. Pay close attention to the warning signs provided by your own body. Do not treat your body with disrespect by ignoring them. Your body, while it is part of you, is also in a sense, a separate entity from you, and requires your love in order to function properly. Love has already been explained earlier in this post or readings, but essentially to show love to your body is to be open and acceptant of the signals it sends you. Recognize when your strength is waning. Do not push yourself harder than you can really be pushed. Budget your money wisely, making its use for supporting your spiritual mastery first and foremost in its purpose for being in your life. All other concerns for money are secondary. Proper shelter, clothing, food, drink, and necessary items related to bodily function and health come before acquiring things for the purposes of amusement, relaxation, perceived social status, and so forth. Your money is representative of energies you are imbued within the material world. Do not waste it. A dollar saved is a dollar earned. If you have opponents who are trying to counteract your efforts to improve, you will only lend to their success in their opposition of you. If you do not maintain an alert mind and a body that is ready to act, health in all ways comes before the pursuit of anything else. That includes healthy social interaction with other human beings. That is to say, showing love to others as you show love to yourself. Precept number 6. No amount of belief in your abilities can make up for a real deficit in your current condition. Abandon beliefs which counteract your efforts to become a spiritual master. The power of your efforts is magnified the more they work in harmony with your true current condition. Imagining yourself to be stronger or weaker than you really are at present is only setting yourself up for failure. Humble yourself, yet hold your chin up, for you are just a human being like everyone else. You must recognize you have limitations, weaknesses, and vulnerabilities like everyone else. Without doing so in open acceptance, there is no love. Precept number 7. Spiritual mastery is the very essence of success as a being in all ways. Lasting success has never been had by those who do not function in these ways. Temporary successes through blunders do not really count. Harmony is the key concept to bear in mind, right alongside love. Harmony means to work in agreement or concord with all your elements, both mental and physical, as well as elements outside yourself in the world, primarily other people. Those who will not taper down their efforts to agree with their real limitations, and likewise, those who will not focus and enlarge their activity in the ways described in these readings, will be consumed by their own lack of care. Parentheses. Not compassion in this sense, but rather attention, care as attention to all the related details necessary to achieve spiritual mastery. Precept number 8. Those who are not able to understand the dangers of the lack of harmony are equally unable to understand the advantages of working in harmony. Lack of harmony is reflective as all else. The less harmony you employ, the less desire results you get back from life. Likewise, working in harmony yields unexpected benefits, which to others may seem as good luck befalling you. Precept number 9. Spiritual mastery is an ongoing process for life and into the afterlife. It does not end. There is no finish line. There is no level you can reach at which you can declare, quote, I am a spiritual master, unquote, and be done with trying to improve your efforts. Being a spiritual master can be achieved immediately, simply by understanding what is read in these readings, with the fully honest intention of putting them to work in your life at once. You can be a spiritual master now and be in the worst situation imaginable in terms of your personal life. Now that you have the mental tools necessary to engage life on a spiritual level, you are a spiritual master, provided you think and act like one. Part of this mastery involves keeping the ego from taking charge and ruining your efforts. Do not walk around declaring your spiritual mastery to others. Show it to others and yourself through what you think, say, and do. Do not simply wave a banner about, telling others that you are. If you do so, you are only demonstrating that you are not a spiritual master. True spirituality does not advertise. The only exception may be is when you are trying to teach others about what you have learned so that they may benefit. In being able to teach others, you exemplify that you have come to a full understanding of all that is written or read in these posts. Precept number 10. Not all of what you need is stored up in your home or in your bank account or in any other manner of personal possessions. Part of what you need is found in others, particularly in their love. You may desire others sexually, or you may wish for friendship or social status or achievement in career and so forth. These are all found in interacting with others. Before you can have any measure of success in these things, love for yourself, first and foremost, is absolutely necessary. You are not really showing yourself love if you do not function in the ways of spiritual mastery. For spiritual mastery is all about self-love, reflecting not only into your life, but into the lives of all whom you come into contact with. Your spiritual nourishment is found in every sound, act you partake in, and in the reciprocation of what you do from others. You will never feel empty again if you follow the ways of spiritual mastery. Truly, the pursuit of your positive dreams and desires is the only source of happiness. You will be a happy person if you wisely choose to engage in what is detailed in this series of readings. Precept number 11. Never spread yourself too thin. Concentrate your efforts on the most powerful of your positive dreams and desires. After you have established a foundation in your life based on what is written or read in this series of posts, do not scatter your efforts far and wide by pursuing too many positive dreams and desires at once. Do not reject any positive dreams or desires. Allow them to exist, for they strengthen you by giving you hope. But on the other hand, weigh them and take action only toward the ones which have true priority for you. Precept number 12. By proceeding gradually and carefully, the costs of your effort should never exceed the energies you are capable of investing into them. They should always be roughly equal, but with a slight skew in favor of you having more energy left over than energies you have spent. This means that a good portion of your energies should wind up being expanded in ways which are spiritually masterful, and this must be done in partitioned, shrewd way. He or she who functions this way will sleep most soundly at night, knowing they did their best and tried their hardest. Likewise, during the times of being awake, a feeling of calmness and being centered will accompany you in all that you do. Balance is key. Spend your energies as much as possible, as wisely as possible, but do not exhaust them completely, for unexpected situations may arise that require sudden need of them. Save some money, not wasting your mental energy on sidetracked pursuits, not exercising to the point of exhaustion. These are all very wise indeed. Precept number 13. If your mental, physical, or monetary strength is utterly depleted, you will feel empty and destitute of possibility. Always take care not to allow this to happen, for allowing this to happen is not loving yourself. You will start to resent yourself if you allow yourself to be drained to the point of spiritual exhaustion. You will be distressed by the burdens of your life if you allow this to happen. Avoid this situation. But bear in mind the other principles detailed in this series of readings. Being without money may be the only exception sometimes. Being impoverished can help us feel connected to the source of life by helping us recognize just how precious the gifts of life are when we receive them. Precept number 14. Most of your expenditures of energy, mental, physical, and monetary, approximately 60% will, at least at first, be spent on repairing damage to your life, not in acquiring new experiences or possessions. Your foundation must be fixed before you can build anything upon it that will stand the test of time. When you are in total mental and physical health, your efforts to attain money will be easier and less draining upon you overall. More energy will be available than was available before, and you can allocate these energies, once your needs have been met, to the pursuit of your positive dreams and desires. Your most positive dream and desire at first should be recovering yourself from a state of poor spiritual health. No one is a spiritual master who does not entreat their life in this way. Precept 15. A spiritual master recognizes that the collection of energies is just as important as the wise expenditure of those energies. Mental energies, physical energies, and money form a circuit between your life and the rest of the world. The circuit must flow, must gain in amplitude, and before you know it, things in your life will have turned toward the better. Yet the expenditure of energies can never exceed the amount of energies collected by your efforts. Hold on. Yet the expenditure of energies can never exceed the amount of energies collected, or your efforts will result in exhaustion and failure. Your direction must be one of positive growth so that energies become more abundant in your life as time proceeds. This in itself is a positive dream and desire. Precept number 16. The reason you want to be a spiritual master is because you are not a spiritual master. This feeling of lacking true substance in your life will be your primary motivating force in achieving spiritual mastery. In absorbing and properly integrating all that has been detailed in these readings, you will immediately be on the path to the spiritual master. To foolishly think you have achieved ultimate success in life is to leave the path together. It is abandoning spiritual mastery. I'm going to read that again. To foolishly think you have achieved ultimate success in life is to leave the path altogether. It is abandoning spiritual mastery. There is no ultimate success. Life is endless, infinite, even after our physical death. There can be no end, or else there was never a point in beginning. Feel your desire to grow and flourish in love in your heart. Hold this feeling close, for it will serve you well. Precept 17. Avoid materialism. As well, avoid being greedy about what you positively dream and desire. Take only what you need to satisfy your positive dreams and desires. The moment you engage in greed, you have forsaken spiritual mastery. You have set a terrible example for yourself and to others in engaging in greed. The more you grow in riches and arrogance, the more you throw yourself away from the path of spiritual mastery. When you do this, you cannot achieve more positive dreams and desires, and your life will begin to stagnate. Try and make friends with those who are likewise on the path to spiritual mastery. Your efforts will engage each other and make it all the more easy to exist as a spiritual master in a world of those who are spiritually destitute and wander the earth as lost souls. The more possessions and wealth you acquire, the easier it is to destroy you because you are attached to material things. Quote, the things you own end up owning you, unquote. Therefore, prioritize positive dreams and desires which transcend the acquisition of material things, first and foremost. What you materially dream for and desire should only complement your spiritual mastery, else they get in the way of it. Being overly attached to material things means you will become enraged when you lose them, or if they become tarnished, which is inevitable. Your freedom of spirit depends on your physical freedom to operate in the world unencumbered, the responsibilities and obligations of life activities which are only really resulting in material gain. There is simply much more to life than this, and without recognizing that, you are a lost soul and are no spiritual master. Therefore, it may be wise to give away to others or to discard those things which are only serving to weigh you down and drown you in the great flood of materiality which has engulfed the world. Precept 18. Through love, which is openness and acceptance of others and their unique viewpoints differing from your own, assimilate all that you can of the spiritual teachings hidden within others' words and actions. Every individual is unique, and thus every individual has gems of spiritual wisdom they are carrying with them, even the so-called lost souls. In love, you harmonize with those of the world, even though you are not of it, for the world is primarily a place of spiritual destitution at the time of this writing. Reward those who have rewarded you with wisdom, at least be complimenting them on that wisdom. Do not act as if you already know everything. You do not. I do not. There is no end to the gain of wisdom. It is infinite. Right now, in this very moment, you yourself possess gems of wisdom in your heart that I do not, and I would gain from coming to know you in a deep way. There is infinite depth in life to discover, but only if you are open to it through love. Fear of loss because of attachment only leads to suffering, being closed off from this very amazing possibility and truth. Precept 19. Treat your friends well and your enemies well too. Show all love, for you wish to be shown love, and as a spiritual master, you are bound by morality, which is to say the golden rule, to do to others as you wish to have done to yourself, and to not do to others that which you do not want to have done to yourself. To deviate from this is to forsake the path of spiritual mastery. No spiritual mastery is content in spiting one's enemies and watching them suffer. Hubris must be avoided. Parentheses. A previous reading on this post details what hubris is as well as spiritual dangers of hubris. On parentheses. Egotism must be avoided. Those who are our most bitter enemies tend to have qualities which, when the situation is turned around, could make them some of our closest friends. You never know how much you may benefit from treating your enemies well, but you will definitely not benefit by treating them with harshness and hatred. Precept number 20. This is called spiritual mastery for a good reason. There is no area of life which does not fall in the domain of that which is written in these readings. Not even the unseen spiritual realm is outside the grasp of your efforts, if you are doing your very best to succeed in life as detailed in this information. Precept 21. Hence, what is essential in life is sustained and prolonged victory, not confused and sudden triumphs out of pure luck. Therefore, a spiritual master is someone who understands life and sets the example of how to become for all, not just out of the drive to see one's own positive dreams and desires fulfilled, but to show others that spiritual mastery is a possibility for each and every last human being on earth. By showing love, your love reflects into the world, and true love triumphs over fear, much as treble triumphs over bass and light over darkness. The difficulties in life today are no different from the difficulties in life faced in ancient times. They only seem to be different because the material surface arrangement of life has been altered over the course of time. You are in a spiritual wilderness. Protect, guide, and strengthen yourself and those you care about. You will be a spiritual master if you will it to be so. I promise you.